How you doing, folks? Welcome back to the channel. So, bit of a special one today. The developers of SayIntentions.AI reached out and they were keen for me to test out their software. It's still in beta, so we've got to keep that in mind. So I thought what we'd do today is just do a quick flight from Bristol over to Gatwick, and we will use the SayIntentions.AI ATC system. So the idea is that you can talk to it and it talks back to you, and it's kind of like being on VATSIM, I guess, in that you're talking and listening for responses from ATC and then obviously complying with it without actually having to be on VATSIM. And I know there's quite a lot of you, we talk about it in the live streams and I see it in the comments where, a good ATC system is something you want, but VATSIM is maybe a little bit much. And I can totally get that because I dragged my feet for ages on VATSIM. I was kind of half afraid of it. Obviously now I'm into it and I really love it, but I can totally understand why some of you would be like, actually, you know what, that's not for me. So maybe something like this could be of interest to you. So we're going to check it out. And we're in the Fenix V2 Block 2 as well. I've yet to actually do a proper flight in this one yet. We are running the IAE engines. So that'll be cool. Those of you that saw last week, I tried to do like a launch day flight live stream and my internet cut out. So that was great. So this is basically going to be the first piece of content for the Fenix V2B2 on the channel as well. So that'll be cool to check out. So we're going to jump into the cockpit, get things set up, and we'll see if we can do some radio calls to the ATC system and see what's going on. I'll leave a link in the description to SayIntentions.AI's website. You can check it out for yourselves. They haven't paid me to make this video. In fact, they've been really cool. They've said, we don't want to like put you on a, make you say any certain things or anything. Just try it out and see what you think, and just basically let you guys know. And, you can make up your own minds, and obviously you can see what you think of today's video as part of that. So let's jump in and let's get going. Okay, so the plan was to spare you all of the boring setting up of the plane, but then it occurred to me, I'm about to do my departure calculations, and of course I need to know what runway we're going to use, so that's a really good point to jump in. So, much like VATSIM, you can tune the ATIS using the radio panels on the little screen down here. So, according to the app, I've got a little app on a separate window, and it gives you all of the frequencies that you need. So according to this, ATIS is 126.03. So we'll just dial that in. Let's see if we hear anything.
At 2700 foot, temperature 10.
There it is.
Decimal 6. QNH 1019 dot visual approach is in use. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. VFR departures, contact clearance delivery on 121.9 or tree. Advise on initial contact. You have information Sierra.
Information Sierra, okay.
0.
Okay.
Decimal
Didn't
6.
actually get a runway in use from that, but that's okay. We did get the QNH, which is handy. Probably should set that on the other side as well. I imagine we'll maybe get that on departure. Alright, so in that case, let's contact clearance, get our clearance departure. Now, according to them, it is 121.93. So again, we'll just get that dialed in. 121.93. And I've got push to talk set up on my flight stick. So when I'm ready, we'll, just like we do on VATSIM, we'll make a call and we'll see what happens. I've already forgotten what the information on board was. I think it was Sierra. That'll be interesting. I'll say Sierra. If it's wrong, maybe they'll tell us. I don't know. I'm going to get my notepad and my pen ready. I'm going to treat this almost like I would do a VATSIM flight. Also worth noting, in the settings of the app, I told them that my call sign is Air Not 121. So hopefully that will all work nicely as well. Alright, let's give it a go. Let's make a call to get our clearance, see if it works. Bristol Clearance, good morning. Air Not 121 at stand 23. Information Sierra on board, aircraft type Airbus A320. Requesting IFR clearance to Gatwick, please. Is it going to work? Thinking about it.
Air Not 121 Bristol
Ooh.
Clearance. Hey David, the boys in the FBO told me you were new here. Welcome to Say Intentions. Information Sierra is correct.
Oh, it is.
Cleared to the Gatwick Aerodrome via the York 1Z departure then as filed. Departure runway 9er. Initial climb to flight level 4,000 feet. Departure on 125.65. Squawk 2116.
Okay, that's good. Also, we do get a text readout as well on the app that comes with it. In fact, let me drag it over to this screen. I don't know why I keep talking about this app and not showing it to you. You can see here, so this is what they heard me say, and this is what they've just said back. And I could tell that the app hadn't hung or anything weird like that, because I got a little spinner here while it was thinking. You can see we've got all of our frequencies up here. So I should probably actually get that out of the way and speak back to them. So 125.65. It's really nice that you get a text readout, because on VATSIM I quite often forget. Okay, let's read back our departure. Clear to Gatwick on the York 1 Zulu departure, runway 09, climb to 4,000 feet, contact departure on 125.65, squawk 2116. Now, are we going to get like a read back correct kind of thing back from that?
Air Not 121 read back correct. Expect runway 9er contact tower on 133.85 for taxi.
Contact tower on 133.85 for taxi, thanks. Okay, well that was relatively painless. So, at least now we know we're on runway 09, so we can go into our departures, sync our load sheet, sync our weather and calculate all that. And we can also now, with the block 2 of the Phoenix, click this send to MCDU.
Air Not 121 negative, remain this frequency for taxi instructions.
That's weird. Even though you just said contact tower, you're now saying stay on this frequency. Okay, I'll do it. I'm doing what I'm told. That's fine. So I've just clicked the send to MCDU button, which is going to send all this stuff, hopefully, straight in there. Saves me going backwards and forwards, typing it all in, so that's good. Alright, now we can do our departure. So what we're doing, runway 09, York 1 Zulu departure. Well, so far I'm quite impressed. Quite impressed indeed. Okay, I think it's almost time to get pushed back. So a little bit confusing with what it said. Let me just show you the app a minute. What did it say here? Read back correct, expect runway 9, contact tower 13385 for taxi. I said, okay, contact tower 13385 for taxi. Negative, remain on this frequency for taxi. So, I guess we could just ask for push and start on this frequency and see what they say. Air Not 121, stand 23, requesting push and start.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
So let's see what they say. I can see the little wheel whirring away.
Air Not 121 push and start approved face east. Expect runway 9er for departure. Altimeter 3012. Advise when ready for taxi.
3012. Okay, that's changed. Alright, let's get the old yoke cam on so you can see what we're doing here. So GSX is just getting ready to push us back. And they said they wanted us to face east. Push and start approved, face east. Air Not 121. Okay, so we want nose to the right, because obviously we're facing north at the moment. We want to face east. So we're going to do nose right, tail left.
Release parking brakes. All engines clear. Start at will.
Very good. Looking forward to hearing these engine starts on the V2 Block 2 with the AIE engines. Start engine 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, please observe the cabin crew member closest to
There he goes.
We are about to demonstrate the safety features of our Airbus A320 aircraft. Thank you.
I love those sounds. It's got that deep rumbly bass to it, hasn't it?
Ladies
Yeah, those sounds are spot on. Well done, Phoenix.
Exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and the brace.
And we'll do engine 1.
Your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. Hold the mask in place with the strap.
I love that deep
Pull on
rumbly
each
sound you get when you start the engines on this. It sounds so good.
before helping others.
On which subject, by the way, if you want to get the livery we're in today, this is a new livery we've done for the V2 Block 2.
Loops around your waist and click together.
You can find it at
Pull the strap
airnot.co.uk.
just. Do not inflate the
Our new
life
website.
jacket inside the aircraft.
We can download our liveries,
When
and
outside, inflate it by
you can also
pulling
find
the
yourself a
top.
little route to fly if you want. I wrote a little
Fails
route
to
engine
inflate
that will
or needs topping up, blow into this tube.
give you some destinations and places to go. So if you're stuck for an idea, go there. It takes 10 routes per day from all the routes we have, and it features them, so they're sort of like daily featured routes. So if you're stuck for ideas, what am I doing? GSX. Good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Okay, so now we're ready to taxi. We still kind of got that funny business of where it said contact tower on 13385 for taxi. Then I said, okay, contact tower on 13385 for taxi, and it said negative, remain on this frequency for taxi instructions. So what happens now if I remain on the clearance frequency and ask for taxi? Will it tell us to contact tower? Airnot 121, push back at stand 23, requesting taxi. Notice how it's interpreting me as air naught, but actually when it speaks back it figures it out. That's quite clever. So this little spinner here means that stuff's happening, so we don't just feel like we're left waiting. We know that it is working on our request.
Airnot 121 taxi to holding decimal runway 9er via Alpha Charlie. Hold short of runway 9er. Report when ready for departure.
Taxi to holding point runway 9er via Alpha Charlie, hold short of runway 9er. Airnot 121. Okay, so what was the instruction? Holding point short of runway 09, okay, via Alpha Charlie. Not seeing any Alpha or any Charlie, I've got to admit. But that's okay, we'll forgive it. Unless I'm not reading this wrong, am I? I can't see anything saying Alpha Charlie. We've got Bravo, I mean there's Alpha up here. But I'm not seeing a Charlie, obviously. This is runway 09 up here, so I guess we'll just hold short here at like Golf X-Ray. And interestingly, we're facing the wrong way. Told us to face east, which means... Well, actually that's okay, because we can sort of come around here and out. So we're not actually the wrong way, are we? I mean, I guess we could have been facing this way and gone out that way. That maybe would have made more sense. That's okay, cool. It is early days after all for this software. It's, you know, very much in pre-release. So, engine selectors into normal. Parking brake off. Let's make our way down. Interested to see what the landing is going to be like as we get into Gatwick. One thing I'm noticing about this Fenix Block 2 is, especially with these engines, the way you don't really need to give it an awful lot of thrust to get it moving on the ground. Remember the old version? Felt like you had to give it quite a bit of throttle just to get it to do basically anything. Albeit now we're having a bit of a scenery issue here. A little bit of a lump. That's okay, we'll just get around that. Yeah, it feels very much like a like an automatic car. You know when you sort of take your foot off a brake of an automatic car and it kind of just creeps? Feels quite reminiscent of that now. Bristol Tower, Airnot 121, holding short, runway 09. Alright. There we go.
Air Knot 121, winds 110 at 8, runway 9 are cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 09, Air Knot 121, thanks. That is pretty impressive. That is pretty impressive. I mean, if you're not into VATSIM, or you just feel like VATSIM's maybe a bit too much and it would actually maybe take some of the fun out of it for you, you find like if the stress that VATSIM would cause you would maybe take away somewhat from the enjoyment of the flying. I mean, this is a solid upgrade, isn't it, over what you get out of the box. Still not sure about those taxi instructions, but then it is still in beta, so you know, we can't hold that against it too much. It's early days. Alright. Let's get myself stopped. Jolly good, we're all lined up. Let's get ready to go then. Let's see what Gatwick's got for us. So we are gonna hold it on the brakes. Let's go. Those Fenix sounds, they're so good. So good. Alright, here comes V1. Let's rotate and get out of here. Okay, gear up. My joystick feels very, very different.
Air Knot 121, contact departure on 125.65.
Contact departure 125.65, thanks. Bristol departure, Air Knot 121 with you, passing 2,500 feet.
Air Knot 121, Bristol departure, radar contact. Climb via the side.
Climb via the SID, Air Knot 121. Climb via the side. Alright, let's get flaps up.
Air Knot 121, roger.
Okay, well as departures go, I mean that wasn't bad. I mean the taxi
Air Knot
instruct.
121, climb and maintain flight level 070.
Climb and maintain flight level 070, Air Knot 121. Yeah, I mean as departures go, that was alright. The only thing I'd fault was maybe the taxi instructions via Alpha Charlie. Not really sure what was going on there.
Air Knot 121, climb and maintain flight level 150.
Climb and maintain flight level 150, Air Knot 121. This is pretty good. I must say the joystick's feeling weird because obviously with the Fenix V2 Block 2 they recommend you change your joystick sensitivities, and I could definitely feel it there. You probably saw it with the departure. That felt a bit weird to me. That's okay, something else to get used to. It's all part of the learning journey. Like I've said many a time, I think the day that I can just come on here and just plant it down like a robot, like an autopilot, it's probably the day I get bored and stop wanting to do it. What do we got
Air
here?
Knot 121, contact Cologne approach on 120.07.
Contact who? Cologne? Okay. 120.7. Why won't it let me do 7? It would do 6575. 6575. Okay. That's weird. I was really more expecting something like 118475. I think it's gotten its knickers in a twist there. 118475. Let's try that. Centre Air Not 121 with you at flight level 150. Just contact centre. If you're wondering where I got that from, it's up here. Oh no, it wants London Control Centre.
Air
Okay.
Not 121, London Control Center. Roger.
Okay, that's better. That, I think, was a mistake, and then you can see they actually contacted us back to say London Control 118475. Not sure where the Cologne came from. Again, this is early beta, you know, things. It's not all going to work perfectly. So we're rapidly approaching top of descent because it's a very, very short flight. You can see here here's top of descent. We're expected to be at flight level 140. Are they going to contact us and tell us? Air Not 121 requesting descent. Descent. Okay, we're going to need a bit of speed brakes here, I think.
Air Not 121, descend and maintain 10,000.
10,000, Air Not 121. That is a rather, rather steep descent, isn't it? Not the fault of the ATC, just...
Air Not 121, roger, descend to 10,000.
Oh, okay. So actually they were telling me to do it ahead of time, and actually they were responding to my request afterwards. That's interesting.
Air Not 121, contact middle wallop approach on 123.3.
123.3, thanks. Air Not 121. Middle wallop approach, Air Not 121 with you descending flight level 110. Should put in our destination data, shouldn't we?
Air Not 121, Odium departure, roger. Air Not 121, Odium departure, climb and maintain flight level 150.
Negative, Air Not 121, we are in descent. Air Not 121 requesting descent.
Air Not 121, descend and maintain flight level 10,000.
Flight level 10,000, Air Not 121. So the question is, when do we get cleared for further descent? Because we should be at 8,000 feet in 13 miles. Air Not 121 requesting further descent.
Air Not 121, descend and maintain flight level 6,000.
Descend and maintain flight level 6,000, Air Not 121. There we go. If you don't know, you just got to ask.
Air Not 121, descend via the 31G arrival. Expect the RNAV runway 26 left approach into Gatwick.
Descend via the Siri 1G arrival. Expect RNAV runway 26 left approach into Gatwick, Air Not 121. I mean, so it has got us here, hasn't it? It's got us here. I mean, we were, what, 10,000 feet there, so we were slightly above profile there for a little while. And as the pilot, I noticed it, and I was like, hey, can we go a bit lower? And they were like, yeah, 6,000. So kind of cool in that sense, in that you're not just talking to an inflexible robot. Only a couple of little things so far, I would say, is, you know, the taxiways.
Air Not 121, contact London Gatwick Tower on 134.23.
134.23, thanks. Gatwick Tower, Air Not 121, descending via the Siri 1G arrival, 6,000 feet.
Decimal 15.
Oh, was I talking over somebody then?
Air Not 121 London Gatwick Tower, descend to flight level 3000, QNH 1015, expect ILS approach, runway 26 left, information India's current.
Information India, QNH 1010, oh, sorry, I've messed that up.
Air Not 121 Roger, QNH 1010, continue approach for runway 26 left.
Okay, so that's weird. So I messed up my transmission. I said, sorry, I've messed that up, and it said I have my setup. Originally it said QNH 1015, now it's saying 1010. Continue approach, 26 left. Continue approach, runway 26 left, QNH 1010, Air Not 121. Thanks. Coming up to our final turn where we're going to come in on runway 26 left. Are they going to tell us we're clear to land? I'm hoping they're going to, because we're getting close. Gatwick Tower, Air Not 121, established on the ILS 26 left, 10 miles to run. Keep our speed at 180 until we get a bit nearer.
Air Not 121, continue approach, runway 26 left.
Continue approach, runway 26 left, Air Not 121. Are they going to give us landing clearance? Because they've said continue approach. They know we're coming. Okay, flaps full. Are they going to give us landing clearance? They should do, given the conversation we've just had. What are we now? 4.2 miles to run? I'm starting to get twitchy. Gatwick Tower, Air Not 121, requesting landing clearance.
1000.
Air Not 121, winds 135 at 5, runway 26 left, cleared to land.
Clear to land, 26 left, Air Not 121. I've got a funny feeling we're going to get another call in a minute, which will be responding to my request for landing clearance, because that seemed a bit quick. Right, should we try and do a manual landing? I don't know what it's going to be like. We're in the new plane, new sensitivities.
Air Not 121, cleared to land, runway 26 left.
Yeah. So that response was to me calling to them, being like, can I land? So I just needed to be a little bit more patient and hold my nerve, I think. Okay. Clear to land, 26 left, Air Not 121.
500.
Alright, here we go. Don't mess it up. Don't go too low either.
Air Not 121, understood. You are cleared to land, runway 26 left at Gatwick.
Thanks.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
And we are down. These rudder pedals feel like the sensitivity needs adjusting. Oh, that reverse thrust sounds good though, doesn't it? Wow, that sounds good. That did sound good, that reverse thrust. Decent. Okay, my brakes.
Skyhawk 542, Alpha X-ray, extend upwind. I will call your crosswind. Extending upwind, waiting for your call for crosswind, Skyhawk 542, Alpha X-ray.
Okay. Air Not 121 vacated, 26 left.
Air Not 121, contact London ground on 121.805.
121.805, thanks. Air Not 121. Ground, good afternoon. Air Not 121 vacated, runway 26 left. Let's just hold here and see what they say for a minute. So Tower told us to basically do what we want. See if ground says anything differently.
Air Not 121, London Gatwick ground, roger. Taxi to parking at your discretion, have a good day.
Taxi to parking at my discretion, thank you very much, Air Not 121. Alright, well there we go then, let's find ourselves a gate. Alright folks, so we made it from Bristol to Gatwick without too much of an issue actually. Only things I would say could be worked on, again this is in a beta situation so it's not fully working of course, is that the taxi instructions seemed a little bit weird. I think we got told to go via Alpha Charlie at Bristol and I couldn't see anything like that on the charts. Obviously the taxiway down to 09 at Bristol was via Gulf. And then obviously as we came out of Bristol we were told to contact Cologne. Again that was weird, but then in fairness we did get another message soon after saying contact London I think, or whatever it was, but it made a lot more sense anyway. Finally the other little thing was that we got told to climb when we were doing our descent, although in fairness to it, it didn't just try and railroad me and just be like no please climb, please climb, please climb. I went back and said negative, you know, we're descending, and then I think I asked for further descent clearance and then it gave it to us. So it's not like you're talking to this kind of, you know, robot that is just on rails that won't, you know, completely inflexible. So it did actually work quite well. I think I needed to be a little bit more patient on final approach because I could see the runway coming and I was like, oh, we haven't had landing clearance. And then I asked for it, but then they responded immediately with clear to land, and then responded shortly after responding to my request for landing clearance. So I kind of got double landing clearance. Which is the only other small little gripe, was that sometimes it does take a minute to get the responses back from ATC. It's not instant. Maybe that will change over time. I don't know. But there's a lot going on in the background. Of course, this is all done via AI, so quite a bit going on. And again, this is all in like a pre-release beta state, so we need to keep that in mind. You're probably all wondering how much does it cost. So I'm on the looking at their website now on my phone. It says how much does it cost? We're in our paid beta stage, which we will be for a while. The price is $29.95 per month, or $295 a year. It says our goal is to keep the price as minimal as possible. We prefer to avoid a monthly subscription as much as everyone else, but modern AI stacks come with usage-based pricing. So that's something to consider, isn't it? For like every single user they acquire is a direct cost to them. So you know, they say we recognise the subscription may not be for everyone, but in order to keep our pricing simple and predictable, we feel this is the best option. So $29.95 isn't cheap. You know, that is quite a tall order. But I think if the software improves and, you know, you start to get more reliable taxi instructions, and again, when we got on the ground at Gatwick, it was very much like park at your discretion, which the ex-developer in me is kind of like, that's almost like an easy route. Just being like, you do it. Then that way, as the dev, you don't actually have to assign a gate and then give taxi instructions to the gate. So it'd be nice to see that improve over time. But I think it's certainly shown a lot of promise, for sure. There's a lot of promise here. Whether the pricing works for you is obviously depends on how price sensitive you are to these things. The obvious one to think about is Beyond ATC, that's coming out as well. That's kind of going for a similar sort of thing, isn't it, where you talk to it and it talks back to you. I think today they actually came out and said their pricing model has been revised in the wake of everyone, well, not everyone, but some people weren't too happy with their pricing model they released a few weeks ago. So it'll be interesting to see how those two fight it out over time. It's going to be an interesting space to watch this, because AI is kind of becoming more and more of a thing. It seems like every corner you turn at the minute there's something about AI somewhere, and the sim and ATC seems like a natural place for that to be, AI to be applied well to. So it's going to be a really interesting space to watch. It's hopefully as AI costs come down over time, because of course, this AI isn't running on my machine. It's having to run on a data center somewhere, which obviously costs SayIntentions money. Every time I do the push to talk and talk to it, I'm actually costing them money. So hopefully as AI prices start to come down over time, I presume they will, much in the same way that technology prices always seem to come down one way or another, maybe that will have an impact on availability of products like this. So it's a super interesting time. It's really nice of SayIntentions to reach out and offer me a chance to try this out, and I really do wish them the best. Obviously got something good going on here. A few little kinks to iron out, but that's the nature of software. Speaking as someone that worked in software for nearly a decade, I'm fully aware of what they're up against. So I wish them all the best. I really do. And again, thanks to them for letting us check this out together on the channel. It's been a lot of fun. I'll leave a link in the description for you to check out on their website. You can learn all about it all for yourselves. But until next time, thank you for watching. Thank you very much to SayIntentions, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.